American forces currently pushing on in. I love them. It's like Soviets, they don't want to upgrade their weapons. That's fine. American firepower. Bars, bazookas. Yeah, we jump over trenches. Advance! Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another COH2. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 17 bringing you another COH2 replay. This is a 2v2. USF can only defeat snipers with Scott or Pack how we spam. Not true, utility car. We'll see. Again, I've seen it chased down. Also Stewart. Also Stewart's very good. Although it's also very good at killing infantry. Anyway, this is a 2v2 on, was it, rail metal? Yeah, rails and metal. We got Merjefla, Kimbo, we got Alvadi, and the Seeking guy. Those names may sound familiar because some of them were in the tournament, and if this is the correct Kimbo, I believe he was casting said tournament. So I'm curious to see how this game goes. We got, again, for those who don't believe me, these guys have a lot of playtime at their disposal, so hopefully we get an exceptionally good game in this 2v2, but we won't know. We have a Soviet who already went with airborne troop tactics. So again, upgrading his infantry. We can already see he went with a conscript focus. So most likely he's going to be focusing there. And let's see, we got an American, was he have to pick anything, an OKW, and an Austere. So literally this is like a tournament setup, pretty much. So very curious how each side does. All of the Stern Pioneers lying in wait, like, shh, we have to wait for backup. Bulk squad's coming on in. We have another squad already in the trench, just chilling out. Trying to help out where he can, provide that fire support. Riflemen don't know what to do. They're like, gain cover? Not. No. Yes. Maybe. Anyway, the American forces by Merjefla are currently waiting for more riflemen to come on in. Riflemen coming on the flank. These guys are behind heavy cover. Meanwhile, we got Pioneers charging conscripts. Conscripts, though, were able... Oh, they're not in cover? It doesn't look like it, but they still have enough firepower. They're going to pretty much push back the Pioneer squad. Pioneers might, I was going to say, might get a single kill, but alas, they're not. MG barely able to hit that engineer squad, but alas, not able to fully suppress it, although the Grenadiers will take quick work of it. More conscripts coming on in. And he gets in the building, not a bad idea. Again, he can fire shots and be in heavy cover. Conscripts going all the way around. We have more conscripts over here that push back the Grenadier squad. So it looks like the Allies doing a pretty damn good job. Actually, we have an American coming on the flank. While he does have to retreat, I don't think he'll be mowed down. Rear Echelon's still fighting. They're trying to, but yeah, it's not going to. Oh, Incendiary going off, that'll push him back. And actually, there's enough German forces here. I think that they should be able to hold out. The Rifleman squad will probably pull back along with the Sturm. Cover-wise, again, the Volk squad in the building should be able to hold out, at least for additional men and reinforcements. It's take a little time before they break them down. Meanwhile, conscripts are currently charging on in. The MG had to retreat because the sheer amount of firepower going their way. This conscript needs to get the heck out of there, and looks like he will. And Grenadier squad's lying in wait. Man, if Alvadi was like, we got this will be a nice clean sweep on the left. Nope. Kimbo is definitely putting on the pressure. I was going to say, it's like the PS5 conference compared to every other conference. And if anyone's saying, well, at least it wasn't as bad as the Xbox. And I'm like, sir, the Xbox looks like a gold standard in conferences if you compare it to the EA conference I just saw today. My God, that was a... I don't know if I mean, this is a low standard for EA, but I don't know if you can even be more disappointed with an EA conference after today. Because it was 50 minutes, and I feel like they could have told everything they need to in a 10 minutes. That's all you needed, 10 minutes. But, nope. Oh God, and, yeah. A lot of people have the same sentiment. Young Yeah, Angry Joe, Bo Cohen. It's like, oh Jesus, I am... wasting my time watching this, but it is sure hilarious to see EA once again trip and fall. And again, no Mass Effect. Why no Mass Effect Remastered? Come on. As Battlefield, not Battlefield. Star Wars Squadrons. I almost said Battlefront Squadrons. Looks okay, but oh my God, Flamethrower. It looks like maybe in actually killing the conscript. They do manage to kill him. Real quick. Ah, oh, damn! I couldn't check. Hold on. Live so I can see if you killed your teammate. We have to know. Anyway, conscripts coming on in. They're trying to stop it. It might do it. Nope, he's going to pull on back. All right, once you get back to base, I want to know. And it looks like in the meantime, Alvadi's taking left. So all they need to do is talk about EA, and he just got them enraged enough they was able to beat back the Soviets. Again, really good strategy. If anyone, look, if any company is going to cause mass outrage other than, let's say, Activision, it's going to be EA. Anyway, American forces coming on in, try to help push them back. Looks like we managed it. All right, real quick, I need to show that the no friendly killed. All right, engineer squad, you're found not guilty. Da-ding. But anyway, Grenadiers being upgraded with MG42s to keep them at bay. We already have the Soviets at tier 2. The Americans have gone with what? Oh, they've actually already gone through. They've upgraded. They got the half-track out. Not too shabby with the captain. So, wow, okay. We have some armor on the field. We do have a 222 as well coming on in. So he's coming in to support. Firing at the conscripts. Unfortunately for him, conscripts could have AT grenades. Unfortunately for Kimbo, he has not gotten those AT grenades. So it's a bit of an issue for Kimbo right now. And again, he doesn't have anything to follow up on it right now. Maybe again the Dushka could be it because it has armor piercing rounds that can shred. Seeking guy by way Overwatch doctrine. So maybe, just maybe, a Goliath. I am still waiting for a Goliath. But anyway, lots of Volk squads on standby. Vadi, let's see, we already got that. Yeah, mechanized, and with a Puma being deployed. Oh my god, this I'm getting flashbacks here to a tournament. A flamethrower trying to fight. Does a lot of damage, but the 222 might put him out of his misery. It's going to be close, but with the flamethrower as well, he could explode and kill his own men. Hold on. It's firing. And looks like he'll escape. Dushka as well. Armor-piercing rounds activated. Going to shred that 222 as well as the infantry in the building. Conscripts well behind heavy cover to take the brunt of the action while the MG mows down the men inside. Again, good thing he upgraded with the AT grenade. Does he have... Okay. Good news, he has field infirmary. Bad news, I'm unsure what... Okay, there we go. Support weapon Campania is being made. So he's like, alright, fine. I'll build tier 2 stuff. Like, you know, I'll get there. But anyway, so let's see. Light mechanized Campania. Do you have... No, you do not battle phase 2. Meanwhile, American forces battling it out. We got Airborne being dropped over here, so... Alright, interesting to say the least. Meanwhile, while the Allies are having a small little counterattack, we'll see how long that lasts with the infantry coming on in. Germans might push in and try to kill the half-track, but he has to watch out. American forces have the AT grenade option. Now, unfortunately with him... Oh my god, he actually retreated. Okay, good. I was like, is the fence going to stop him? Nope, it did not. And American Airborne are currently huddled down in the trench. They're trying to fight the Puma, but he's going around, actually going for the half-track. Problem is, half-track does... Oh, he missed. He's trying to direct fire. Does have the option to, you know, do some damage against it, as you can see here. Its rounds can pen a Puma. Now, they do need a little more, and can the paratroopers provide that? Puma trying to get the kill, unable to. Now he's trying to get away, but the paratroopers do have some decent hits. He's very low on health, and looks like he will escape. Very lucky, because bullets do hurt the Puma, that he didn't take any more substantial fire. Otherwise, he could have been KO'd right there. 222 opening fire on the Soviets. Again, Dushka not aiming at it, so can't do any G fire on it, but conscripts just shooting it. And, yeah, 222, vulnerable to bullets. Vulnerable to bullets. Now, we do have a teller mine right there. Good defensive play by the Germans, especially because of the fact even if the Allies hold the territory, they move up armor that can instantly explode. Anyway, Grenadiers pushing on in. None of the conscripts have an airdrop weapon. Oh, wow, they've up. All right, no longer 45, it's up to 60. Okay, makes sense. Keeping it in line. But, surprised we don't see conscripts with it. I figured those rifles would really come in handy, especially with Germans with MG42s. Luckily, that flamethrower is doing a lot of work in keeping the Grenadiers back. Now, luckily, they walked out of range, so flamethrower can no longer be active. And again, the engineers had flamethrowers, so that's why they were able to do quite a bit of damage. Dushka is opening fire, though, suppressing a lot of the infantry. And with the flamethrower coming in, that's going to do a lot of health damage, bring their overall health down, hopefully enough to really break them and keep the Axis back. We have an AT gun moving on over. Puma as well is redeploying over to the left-hand side. Not a bad idea. Yeah, you're going to need to do something. Anyway, half-track coming on in, suppressing the recon squad. Volk squads are also on standby. American infantry coming on in. Alright, anyway, American forces currently pushing on in. I love them. It's like Soviets, they don't want to upgrade their weapons. That's fine. American firepower. Bars, bazookas. Yeah, we jump over trenches. Advance! And yeah, they're putting a lot of pressure on the OKW forces, allowing for a quick cap of the fuel, the star, hopefully this capture point, and stopping the Puma in his tracks. Like, Puma's going, like, I got the half track. Echelon fires bazooka. It's like, nope. I love how he's like trying to gear himself up. Now AT grenade will be fired from the rifleman squad. Love it, went through the truck. Also now the Volk squads are woefully outmatched by the American forces. So Rajefla really bringing it out. Really great counterattack all around. That's what I like to see. Coming back with something that the enemy can't counter with their forces. And honestly, because again, the air squads are upgraded, but all the Volk squads are not. And these guys don't exactly have height defense. So they really, really need some heavy cover. Unfortunately, the American troops, including the Airborne, are in heavy cover. Now, the Soviet forces not doing as well, but at least they managed to capture this capture point. They could probably move over to the VP if they wanted to. Right now, nothing's in mid, so it's about even with overall VPs. Again, right now it's going to be who's going to get what armor out first. We know mechanized is in play, so again, oh, here we go. Not just Seeking Guy's mechanized building, which could deploy something like a Stuka or something like that, which we'll see how that goes. Kimbo's already upgrading the mechanized armor Campania, and the American does not have a major out yet. Nice job of the Grenadiers, flank the MG. Artillery, though, coming on in, but the high wall will protect him from a lot of that fire. Oh, will protect the men. Their health, on the other hand, will go down significantly. Conscripts dodge bundle grenade. They will reposition. Some type of mortar hit? Yes, we have a German mortar currently putting pressure on them, or at least attempting to. Again, don't know how effective that's going to be, but it does manage to push them back, so I would say pretty effective. Puma getting some heals. At the very least, doesn't have the engine crit anymore, though it looks like it is still down. I'm assuming that has to work at this AT gun a bit. Maybe even the half-track, which, again, give it credit where credit's due, that half-track actually doing so much work. MG taking the middle VP. Again, they're just trying to decap it, so start that VP capture. Unfortunately, Kimbo's forces have not done very well at holding Ben's Ovadi. Ovadi's been very, very good at managing to counter him on the left-hand side. But we'll see what happens on the right. Looks like most of the American forces had to pull on back. And again, it could be just the fact of like, okay, let's head back to base, get some additional weapons, etc., and then bring them out at full strength. And that's what looks like exactly what's going to happen, as the half-track's currently doing work, even though the Puma's taking some pop shots up to Veteran C2, same thing like the half-track, although the half-track has significantly more kills. Again, more of a anti-armor vehicles for lighter purposes, and this anti-infantry does its work. Also minefield just in case something charges. Pumas like to do that. And a T-34 rolling onto the field of battle, trying to push back those Grenadiers coming over the hill. Now that Teller mine is in play. We could see it come into a dramatic effect against the T-34. But so far it doesn't look like he's going to hit it, as the Teller mine we know is right there. So he's going to give chase and try to push back those Grenadiers. And it looks like it's going to work. Nice shot on one of the Grenadiers, bring it down. He could try to go for the kill shot. Very unlikely to hit it, but could. It does miss, though. Pack 40 opening fire. This would allow the Grenadiers an opportunity for a Panzerfaust. Does cripple the T-34, and he's going to pull on back. This will, though, give a little bit of time for the conscripts. Oh, I almost got the decap. That would have been good if he got it. Meanwhile, half-track battling out the Puma over on the other side. Half-track having some issues. The Puma's going and giving chase. Half-track is Vet 3. Maybe it can pull out a victory. It's going to be very unlikely, but it could. He tried to use the foliage to his advantage, but alas, no infantry support to speak of to really stop the Puma. If the Puma would have been not decrewed, engine critted, that might have done it, but alas, not the case. We do have an AT grenade finally going out, and the AT gun is rapidly deploying over here, but I think the Puma is still going to just going to, like, get away. It's just going to outpace that AT gun, which is now heading back to base. So if they were going to try to kill it, that's simply not going to happen. Captain, though, pushed back the infantry. Might get a kill. Volk squads are very low, but it looks like they do manage to escape. It's a good job there. Soviets actually having a decent attack on left. So far, once again, no upgrades. A little weird, but Kimbo does have enough to get additional armor, so if he wants to get a Katusha or an Su-85, he does have that. He does have that flexibility. And looks like he's getting another T-34. I'm assuming, yep, the one back here died. I'm assuming to the Pak-40. So that's unfortunate. But second T-34 is coming on out. Meanwhile, again, we have to look at Alvadi because that's who he's fighting. Now, Alvadi has upgraded the Battle Phase 3. Again, he's not getting a Panzer IV. He's most likely saving up for something a wee bit bigger. Now, is going to be anytime close he's going to get that? No. With their fuel income right now, because of the fact that, well, American forces keep decrewing this, and now the Soviets have this one under their control. Fuel-wise, the Germans aren't doing as well, so it's going to take a good amount of time. Seeking Guy as well is finally upgraded to the Panzer headquarters, but Panzer authorization is not yet achieved, and even if he does get that, it's still going to be a good 5, maybe 7 minutes before he gets armor out that he really wants out. Something like, I mean, he could go for a Jagdpanzer, but maybe a Panzer IV or a Panther, something along those lines. It's also, again, specifically for Alvadi, manpower is also a thing. Because while he does have a little more fuel, he also needs to save up for the manpower for that. But we'll see. Right now, population and army-wise is actually dead even, pretty much. So I'm very, very, very curious to see how things progress. Conscript squad trying to hold out behind cover, but there's a lot of German forces over here. Meanwhile, there's a building. Jaeger squad just kind of laying the Americans at this point. Do the Americans have a grenade? Yes, they do. The paratrooper throws at the door. Very nice grenade placement because, again, if they stay in the building or get out a hair too slow, the grenade could kill them. Nice job destroying the cover. Volk squad's really paying a lot and losing a lot of men because of that little run attempt they did. Looks like Seeking Guy is going to have to hold down in the trench, really hold this position. Panzer headquarters as well, placed in a very particular position that's closer to the front. So if this, oh, nice job at Jackson. So the Allies doing very well with their armor. Still have a Puma, but the Jackson could outclass it. Puma, though, I will say, does very well, exceptionally well against the Jackson once it gets up to the veteran C4 and 5 respectively. Then we could see a very, very effective Puma. But until that happens, the Puma is on, it is the underdog in that fight. Now it looks like we have a strike coming on in. I'm assuming that's a major strike, so a slight artillery barrage will follow suit. And T-34 walked into Panzer headquarters, but that does reveal where it is. Now he does have an AT gun to help guard, and we do have the Puma, but again, something that could be at issue is the fact that this Panzer headquarters, which is now being direct fired by the Jackson and T-34, plus a ZIS-3 coming in. That would be 120 fuel down the drain if the Allies can neutralize it. And it looks like this could be a big oopsie for the OKW. Seeking Guy trying to make do and stop him, and it looks like Pak-40 coming on the flank, knocks out T-34. Might have actually clutched it right there. Also, good smoke. Stops Ziscom from directly firing on that position. He could always direct fire, but the infantry as well now coming on in. Gonna force him back. Nice job with the M1. Does knock out the Puma. Jackson, though, needs to pull back because of the AT gun here. Panzer headquarters still exceptionally low. Now, before you say Greyshot, well, you know, they should finish it off. No, there's too many German forces. They need to pull back. But we do know that they only have one building. One building healer, aka the Stern Pioneer Squad, and he's not even fully healed. He only has 3 models, so it's going to be exceptionally slow before they get done. Meanwhile, the Americans, again, can quickly heal and come back. It's going to be a little harder for the Germans, who have to keep a present force there at all times. So unless he gets something very particular down, he could lose that very quick. Now, I do, first off, very nice play with the Major. I love how it's now veteran C2. That's so many good abilities you get with that. But he is getting a Panzer IV. Why? Because he's calculating his risk analysis of this place. And while he is healing, he doesn't want this thing to die because also the Americans and specifically with the Major could call down an artillery strike on this and really ruin its day. So anyway, you have the American forces slowly push forward, take back these positions. Oh, is he calling a Major down? He did. He had Major on the MG. That repositions it. That may allow the... Oh, grenade. Great wipe. That may allow them to push on up. Meanwhile, we haven't talked about Alvadi. He has had the time. He's got himself a Brumbar with its double T-34 taken out. He's pretty much reigning supreme on left, so very good job there. Really, right now, it's Seeking Guy that I'm really paying attention to because that Panzer headquarters exceptionally low, and he needs some support. Also, he's lost a lot of men in that defense of that forward base, so he needs to, at all costs, keep holding this position. His ally is greatly needed in order for that mission to be achieved. Jackson missing, M1 hitting the building, so the Brumbar taking no damage, just going to back on up. Now, he didn't do any kills, but it was just presence alone enough to force him back. This is a third T-34 on the field. All right. We'll see how the Soviet forces do. They are pushing up this hill. There is an MG suppressing the infantry, but there is a Zis gun who has an artillery ability that could break up this MG. Luckily, we have Ovadi preempting that strike and pulling back to a better position to hold out. Brumbar as well moving on in. That could do a little damage to the T-34, and Pak-40 as well to kind of hold that back. Again, this Pak-40 has done a lot of damage even toward the armor, so if he can keep continuing to do that, that would be exceptional. Alright, T-34 under fire. Meanwhile, the building has been neutralized by the American forces. Again, I'm assuming the AT gun was at play. Something knocked it out. Unsure. Wait, Kimbo? Maybe? So anyway, something knocked that thing out from long range, so good job there. Oh, does he have the Jackson? Oh, Jackson is here, so maybe he moved up to Jackson and quickly knocked it out. Whatever the case may be, he knocked it out. Good job. Panzer headquarters has been destroyed, and now we'll stop seeking guy from getting additional armor. But he did get the Panzer IV in the meantime, which I think is a good move. Again, get something out to at least hold the line. May not be the best unit, but we saw at the Puma, it definitely did a lot of work, for even though it is more of a cheaper unit. So again, having something on the field, especially because it's going to be a long wait, is not a terrible idea whatsoever. Ovadi as well, going with fortified armor, picking something. He's the last person too. And this one, again, I'm assuming he might try to hold his position. I don't know if he would hunker down a Brumbar per se, but the very least, a command tank could be exceptional for providing solid defense opportunities for the Brumbar and keeping it alive and well far longer than it reasonably should. Meanwhile, we have a Jackson coming on in. Love all the Soviet mines. Perfect. And paratroopers as well. Mid 19 kills respectively. How much? 26 kills with this Grenadier squad. Grenadiers doing very well at murdering conscripts. I think the best one there is 12. No, 18. 8, man. And that's without the SVT rifles. Alright. So far he's yet to really... It's curious why Kimbo deployed this. I know he got the Dushka. That's absolutely certain. But why, like, are you waiting for this? Are you just gonna, are you getting the T-34 to ram the Brumbar in order to call in that strike? Not a bad idea, but actually I'm surprised we haven't seen Guards Airborne troops. I really like these guys. Close range, long range, you name it. They're exceptional infantry, and I think they would be really, really good at being brought on this field. MG unfortunately does perish. We have a small push going on. Jackson hitting in along with the M1 coming in on the side. Unfortunately, he's outside of the range now, and Panzer IV definitely needs to keep falling on back. Stern Pioneers going for the heels. Really nothing stopping them. Surprised the M1 is pulled back. Also, Sherman's now on the field. Looks like it took some shots. I'm assuming from the AT gun, which is now back at base. So it looks like they had to fall that back. Havadi could deploy an elephant. That is absolutely a possibility, but one of the big things about that is the fact it's a big lumbering target, and it seems like Kimbo is designing his template to be counter to the elephant, or at least something like that. We'll see if that works, but I'm assuming if an elephant is deployed, it may be quick to die. Now we have double AT gun, which I think is needed to fight off a Brumbar, either that and SU-85, but we've yet to see that. AT grenade was about to be thrown, but was not. Why? Because it would have really done nothing. Brumbar's armor is too thick for a AT grenade to just simply pin it. Luckily, double Zis guns might be more effective than he bargained for. Hold on. He does smoke. And I believe that was a waste of an IL-2 bomb strike. I'm very concerned by that strafe, because yeah, that was just weird. The Brumbar was moving, so I don't know, unless you're trying to lure it into an area, but I don't. Yeah, that, like I said, I'm not seeing the effectiveness of that. Anyway, paratrooper squad pushing up. Like, again, the reason I compare and contrast is like this paratrooper squad, they deploy a special unit for Majefla, is done an exceptional job at murdering Germans. So just pointing out the effectiveness of a specialized unit and what it could do. AT gun, again, we have yet to see a P-47 strike fair point, and I don't think we've seen a Pathfinders this game, so also not fully utilizing. Seeking Guy has used the Jaeger squad, but not really much else. I don't think there's been any flares or anything to play like that. Ovadi, again, also something similar. We haven't really seen the full use. Well, no, we see smoke, and I think we saw a recon. Yeah, we definitely saw a recon earlier, so a little more specials. But so curious on that. So curious. Anyway, AT, maybe we'll see the elephant. Oh, yeah, we're going to see an elephant. Also, Seeking Guy prepped and ready to go with the sector assault. Panzer IV just now chilling in mid, barely alive. If he gets into Jackson, it might be able to kill it. He's trying to go in for the flank. If he went right, he'd probably hit a mine. He's heading left toward the T-34. Okay. He's actually trying to kill the troops retreating. That was not a bad idea and actually pays off. Surprised by that. But anyway, Jackson's moving on in to counter. Gets a shot on target. You're going to need one more shot to get Panzerfaust. Manages it. Jackson needs to fire. It does hit, but he's decrewed, which is a big oof because it's decrewed, meaning not dead. Brumbar as well over here. Additional forces are needed to cover him, but the Soviets are pulling back. Does manage to kill it, but now we have AT currently shooting it. Where's the additional men to support? Sherman could deploy smoke, make it harder to hit unless you use direct fire. AT gun actually backing on up because a Panzerfaust is what's being called in to pull it back. Smoke was being called in by the Sherman, not a bad idea, but alas, too little too late as it manages to get out. Now, luckily, he's going around trying to kill the AT gun. Volk squads will probably pull back, though. Again, good job, Vet 5. Definitely, although he looks like he lost the Jaeger squad and at least one Volk squad. American forces probably going to take back this area. Again, push and pull for a lot of this game, but unfortunately for the Allies, they've been unfortunately on the receiving end of the VP tick down, and yeah, they're about, what, 8 times lower than the Axis right now, so they really need to do something. Panzer headquarters, I'm assuming, about to be made. Once again, pretty close to the front, not close before, but I think this one might be a little more defensible. Kind of watching this building. We do have an elephant on the field as well being deployed. Again, we have a strike already, and plus the Airborne can deploy P-47s very good against the elephant as well. So anything is possible against this thing. We could see this thing quickly die, or with a solid defensive strategy, we could see this thing live and do massive amounts of damage, because the Allies have a number of armored units on the field that could definitely be great targets for this, or unfortunately at the receiving end. Anyway, once again, Panzerfaust shooting, cripples it. How many T-34s, Kimbo, have you made? I'm so curious. Anyway, elephant hitting the AT gun. Anyway, double AT firing at the Brumbar, pushing it back, though it does bounce, but AT grenade did not. Oh, there we go. Wait, hold on. Let's see if it hits. And gets the kill. That's what I'm talking about. He's crippled. He can't move. He's pretty much like out in the open. Like, again, it's not like Prometheus where you can turn left. He's literally has a crippled leg. If you turn left, you're probably gonna die. So, yeah, you're gone. Anyway, engineers kind of moving up this way. Again, Panzer Grenadiers kind of pushing on him. Double AT guns moving on in. Again, elephants. I don't see any major. Oh, M1's ready to go. And actually, are you providing sight? No, you're not. All right, AT gun walked into it. Panzer Grenadier still mowing him down. Yep. All right, so we saw the Soviet Air Force. Now let's bring in the Axis Air Force, almost killing the Katyusha. They're doing strafes on armor and infantry alike. T-34s have to pull back over the hill. The German forces are moving in the meantime. Luckily, mortar carriage comes on in, gets a nice shot on the Panzer Grenadiers. Elephant is driven back by the M1 up to Veteran C2. Major and Captain coming on in. They're kind of sprinting together, which is hilarious. A lot of forces all grouped up right there. Bit of a cluster. Bit of a cluster. Katyusha could make do a lot of damage if he fires. Nope, he does not have the ability to. But Soviet forces, hold on. You have one conscript squad. Okay. He's placing mines to stop him from taking it. Major, oh my god. They might kill the AT gun. That's a huge win. And then they might also knock out the Zis guns coming on in on the elephant. Oh, great hits across the board. from Kimbo. Now they realize, okay, kill the pack gun. Again, might have been a small thing, but definitely helpful. But unfortunately for him, the Sherman did die, so Majifla definitely lost some units. Again, very close population-wise, but it really is more down to VPs, with the Allies losing another 23 VP points. So they are seriously down. They need to hold those VPs at all costs. Meanwhile, Seeking Guy and Ovadi can take their sweet time and relax for the most part. Again, he self-retreat there. But all they need to do is come back in one effective push and hold it for a good 30 seconds, and I think they would win it just fine. Double AT gun, camouflage, lying in wait. That being said, do we have any additional armor? We definitely could see a Jackson being deployed, absolutely. Also, mortar carriage getting some nice shots on the Grenadiers. Hopefully they get a kill. Nope, a little off, but again, I really like this thing because of its range and generally has pretty good accuracy. Seeking Guy's airstrike, well, oh, he lost Panzer IV from earlier, and he hasn't been able to make anything else, but it looks like, wait, did he build a medical? Did he lose another? No, I think he just pulled back. Okay. So wait, I think he's going to play King Tiger. Because I think he would have the ability. Yeah, because he built all three. So he would have the ability to deploy King Tiger, as far as I would say. Yep. It's on the field. I was like, unless something changed, which could be a possibility. So yeah, King Tiger deploying onto the field. Nice, really, really enjoying the, what's it called? The design of it. Anyway, moving onto the field. Hopefully he can do some excellent work against the Allies, which are doing pretty good work on their own front. 3 T-34s on the field, so mass amount of Soviet armor. Anyway, backed up by a pretty healthy amount of AT as well. They should be able to take out major targets, but the Germans do have their big guns, although it's the only things they currently have as armor, so they still need to be careful. IL-2 bomb strike or Stormvic rocket run is available as well, so either one of these could be rammed and hit. It probably wouldn't kill it, but it would do a significant amount of damage. T-34 might be willing to sacrifice itself for the greater good, but may not need to. M1 opening fire. Wait, ramming! We have a ram. Ram has begun. I don't think. Oh, hold on. IL-2 coming on in. Oh, hits a little bit of the elephant. He goes forward, still alive. One last shot, I think. No, I think it's going to be 2. Oh, bounce off the side. Again, front, back, but I think it was aiming in the front. Oh, the AT guns try to neutralize the T-34 through the smoke and managed to succeed. I think he dropped smoke. Yeah, he dropped smoke, which is kind of hilarious. T-34 trying to get the kill, rams it. Oh, he fires, but no dice. Well, there we go. Took 3 allied units, but eventually they were able to kill the elephant with the IL-2 bomb strike. Now they just need to kill the king. Unfortunately, the Jackson doesn't have a ram ability. The M1, though, is doing excellent work in just shredding that King Tiger's armor over time. Oh, a bounce! That could have done it. So very close right there. I think that would have done it. It's so low, I assume a Jackson probably would have killed it. Anyway, at the very least, Axis have lost a good chunk of their forces, and Ovadi has lost, like I said, he lost his elephant, he lost his big ticket item. Now it's going to take a little bit for the King Tiger to be healed. But Kimbo has lost all of his armor, although he's getting another one, and Merchantfly, he is slowly healing his Jackson, though it looks like engineers are helping. Also, Katusha dangerously close to the mine for my liking. But remember, 29 points, and the Axis currently have about 268. So even though they're currently being triple capped, and that's not great, they still have a bit of time. They still have a little bit to breathe, figure out what they need to do, and come back. Plus, they have the capacity to deploy the armor, so if they need to get something like a Panther, or a Brumbar, a Panzerwerfer, something else, they have the capacity to deploy that still. The only thing that they don't have is a Panzer headquarters, but Seeking Guy, for right now, I don't think he would necessarily want that, maybe? If anything, against all the infantry, maybe a Stuka would be a little more likely. Oh my god, that Conscript squad. Oh, gets annihilated. Poor guy. It's only one additional squad. Kimbo might be an issue here because he only doesn't have a lot of frontline men. He probably wants to deploy more in order to guard the points because, again, they need to guard these VPs. Pack gun taking some hits. does get neutralized. They're trying to kill it. Managed to do so with AT guns. Grenadiers realizing, why would I Panzerfaust this? We can't kill it. Just allows it to leave. Again, not a bad idea. Why waste munitions, especially if you're that low? Anyway, Panzer, Jesus. Volk squad's moving on in. Trying to push back the AT gun, and I'm assuming the howitzer, respectively, although Captain, once again, shredding him. Wait, not Captain. Oh, God, I'm butchering this. Paratroopers. This is what happens when you don't do replays for, like, a month. You become so rusty, you start mixing up units. Anyway, King Tiger pulling on back. Does have to worry about a Jackson. The M1 still alive, and another Jackson he made, but he does have double AT guns, one Vet 4, one Vet 3 respectively, so he got his own secret weapon to deal with those Jacksons, and they have worked out pretty damn well against the Allies. Holy God, it's actually working out pretty well right now. They're pushing on in. Jackson, luckily, didn't take off all the shots. It looked like the road took some. Captain trying to hold him back. King Tiger did miss. Jackson bounced. M1 is yet to. Oh, I keep saying Captain. Paratrooper squad falling down back. Command tank on the field to help in the defensive status of pretty much all this involved, though Katusha could ruin that thing's day, so yeah, maybe pull back a little bit. Just up. Yep, there goes a Vet 4 AT gun. They're advancing. This may not be a great idea. Yeah, Allies are currently losing their VP points. They need to keep the front guarded and watched. The King Tiger might just sacrifice itself to keep the Allies back. I don't think that's a smart strategy. That something just hit that building. But it is a strategy nonetheless, at least to keep them back. T-34 is crippled, so we did Panzerfaust that one. Again, we have a rocket run available. Command tank might try to go in. I would love to see a short barrel command tank try to kill a T-34. That would be a little bit harder, but it could be done. Be, again, unlikely, but could. Engineers, looks like they lost control. At this point, Grenadiers trying to hold. Sorry, Engineers trying to key it back, but again, they're under fire from this command tank. It's going to be a bit of a Did you really just do a rocket run, and you did it the long way? Okay, well, you just made him go closer. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the men. He does have some airborne troops coming on in. Allies fighting it. Oh, well, no, they take mid. Artillery as well coming on in. T-34 being devastated by something. I'm unsure what, but it did die, so there you go. Grenadiers taking back left. Right, on the other hand, they have a Jaeger squad over here and MG guarding, so I think that's going to be it. I think the Allies might lose this. And it wasn't because of some big heavy tank that won the access to game, it was map control. While again, Majella definitely had the better units. I mean, look at this veteran seeing, just in awe of it. 32 kills, hot damn, loving it. Even the Major got himself some action. Kimbo, I think, might have been the more of the weaker, the weaker support for out of the two. This simply because of the fact he lost a lot more units. I want to say he lost a hell of a lot more. Yeah, he did. And I'm gonna check the T-34 output. And B, while I think he kept trying to go over this, I think more stable control over this point would have been really helpful, because then you would have been next to your allied American friend over here, which has been doing pretty well. Though I will say he did have a tendency to retreat all of his units to come back. Not a terrible strategy, but we saw it again. It just allowed the Germans a lot more time. Now that being said, I can't say Ovadi has some great unit preservation. It was like, but in like the entire game, he lost a number of his forces. Seeking Guy was better later, a little worse earlier, but yeah, Ovadi definitely went through a beating, and luckily Seeking Guy was there to help him toward the end. Let's see, we got 29 kills there, MG with 10, again, solid AT gun support. Let's double check damage and kills. Overall, the Allies were way more consistent with overall their stuff, even with their kills. Axis were a little more differentiating. Alvadi definitely less damage, but more kills. Makes sense. The Grenadiers were definitely annihilating a lot more conscripts. And then Seeking Guy was a little bit more even. But that being said, he definitely did a lot more against the Americans. I want to say killed quite a number of the T-34s and also the Sherman. Yeah, 11,000 damage for the AT for the Kimbo. Again, those AT guns were fantastic. M1 doing a lot of damage as well, 10,000. Seeking Guy, his best unit was the AT guy. Again, I'm seeing a lot of major focus on AT. Nearly 20,000 damage, 57 kills. I'm sorry, 58. Oh, I guess he killed an armored vehicle or something like that. 58 kills with that. And Alvadi, what was your MVP unit? And it was the Grenadier. Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby whatsoever. We saw, actually, real quick, produced... No, yeah, you definitely lost a lot. But, Kimbo, what was your unit? How many units did you lose? Quite a few conscripts. Wow. Okay, he produced 1734. 6 of them died. All right. Yeah. So I know you're trying to go for the mass T-34, and I know I think, what was it? The average lifespan of a T-34 was like 6 months or something like ridiculous. Or yeah, I think it was either 6 months or something like that. Where that was the average life expectancy of a T-34. But yeah, I think map control was a big thing. I think having more frontline units and maybe a slightly better preservation would have really, really helped. Again, if the wall was a big deal, probably the T-34 run through it so you have a better retreat route. That might have been an idea. Also, again, I think the Guards Airborne really could have helped. Again, the DPs, I truly, truly, honestly think those DPs really could have helped hold the left side. But that's just my analysis. Also, again, we could have upgraded your men. Seeing guy could have probably could have upgraded a little sooner, though. Again, just that's more nitpicky. I'm nitpicking, honestly, that you could say that. But we definitely saw capture points. Again, the Germans really focused on that and tried to hold the territory. And while the Allies would beat them back, they would quickly come back and take it back and hold it for quite some time. So, anyway, that's going to be it. What do you guys think? Leave it down in the comments down below. But this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. Before you guys go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Milam, Joey, G240, Anton, Bishara, Ion, PyroShark, Ace, Jakub, Ocwieja. Thank you guys so much for your amazing support. You guys rock. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.